Hello everyone, welcome to another fabulous week on The Angles, where hot topics are being discussed from social to economics to lifestyle and everything in between. This is what the show is all about. Now today we have something really interesting for you. In June 2025, the new tax laws were actually passed, and it came with a different touch, one that exempts a certain group of people, talking about those that earn 800,000 naira per annum or less a year. This is about 66,000 naira a month, or close to the minimum wage, and now fully exempt from the personal income tax. And it is assumed that this is quite a relief to their pockets. But the question today really would be that, is it really a relief in real life? When we talk about exemption, is it just exemption on paper? And how does that translate to the real life of every low-income earner? So we'll go on this quick break, and then when we do return, you know how we do it on The Angles, we get to explore different sides of the conversation. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, you are watching The Angles. And today we want to talk about the highest effort earners in this country. Now, why do I put it that way? Because these are people that, earn the least but carry so much the weight of survival the most. And of course, how can the average Nigerian understand the concept of this new tax reform?
As a citizen, I believe, it's one of our social responsibility to, pay tax.
Okay.
But you see, look at what is happening in our society, particularly. There's double taxation, in fact, quadruple taxation. You're taxed.
It's just another lazy government, completely lazy. Because what they always do is that they always try to take the easy way out. They didn't reform anything. All they did is that they just found a way to widen the tax net so that a lot more people can be caught in it.
Now, government must run. If you look at today's economy, the cost of running government has increased. Inflation does not have anything like the political party in power. Inflation is an economic phenomenon. And you must raise enough money to be able to, meet up the needs of the average workforce, be able to meet up capital expenditures that are popping up here and there. So you need money, and the major source of revenue, in quote, by most governments of the world is taxation.
Now, Jude, I really want to get you by what you said. They don't understand this tax law that they reformed. What do you mean by that?
Because he already mentioned it earlier. He said there are taxations in everything. And myself, just going through it, I just realized that even these people that they said that the low-income earners that are exempt, the way this tax law is going to hit them is going to be unbelievable.
The model of American taxation is what we're about to copy now. We were not there before. Now, Nigeria is now made to now go after that type of taxation and see how you can raise revenue. Like they showed their concern. It is not raising the revenue. It is what you would do with the revenue.
Yeah, you said something that I want us to emphasize on, and I want us to look at it from the context of inflation. The current inflation is about 15.15%, which, yes, they say that it's a lot better than what it was last year. Now, we're talking about tax-free. So you see the tax bracket, those that are tax-free are the gross annual income from up to 800,000 naira. They get 0% tax and the likes. Now, let's look at the entry level. 800,000 naira to 2.99 million naira. That's, let's say, 3 million naira. Now, what their tax is 15%. We're talking about the tax bracket, right? Now, if we juxtapose that with inflation, the current inflation of 15.15%, for a person who earns from 800K and above to 3 million, that's annually. Let's bring it to, let's say, 200,000 naira a month, right? Someone who earns 200,000 naira a month right now in Nigeria, based on this tax bracket, it looks like they are not among the low-income earners. But if we bring that to inflation, the reality of inflation, it takes about, over 30,000 naira of that earning. So it means that the person is actually earning like 170,000 naira a month. And now you have to add transportation cost, feeding cost, bills and the likes of it, housing and the likes. So if someone earning 200,000 naira a month is meant to pay at the end of the year 15% tax rate, don't you think that that is a little too much for that person? And that's why I said, shouldn't now we be looking at increasing the tax bracket for low-income earners? Now, when we talk about the new tax reform, there's also the increased exemption threshold for small companies.
That's right.
Now, this is what brings me to think about this and why I asked the question of, can't the low-income earners tax bracket actually extend? Because if you look at the small companies, the old tax was that those earning, small companies that had an annual gross turnover of 25 million.
Yeah.
But now they increase it to 100 million.
Yes.
More like giving them that grace to, which makes sense for a small company. Now, if that can happen for small companies, why is there no so much thoughts into, individual earnings so that it can actually bring a balance to, of course, their earning capacity and what they use their monies to do?
Now, you're saying small companies, 25 million, you're making it 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because we've sat down to define what a small company really is. From what is going on, what is 100 million? I am a tax consultant to some companies. I can tell you, we're not even talking about the product, we're talking about the turnover. With the rate of inflation, before you blink your eye, 25 million is there.
Gone, yeah.
And you make it in February. So are you still a small company? No. So I said, no, this is not the proper definition. The wisdom of the people that come up with this new tax is we want to encourage small businesses.
Okay.
We want them to really come out.
But we know that we are not done with this conversation, but this is where we have to draw the curtain right now. Many thanks for joining us. Until we come your way next time, thank you all for being on set with me. Thank you again, Mr. Destiny Akofure. Have a fabulous one. Bye-bye for now.